getting better. I'm putting my gloves on now. And it could easily be getting under this shower tray. Look how much water's under there. There we go. Right, a new day. I've got a few jobs to look at today. I don't think it's anything too bad, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. First one is a programmer with no display, so I'm guessing it's going to be a Danfoss. I'll just pop an EPH one on there because it's a straight swap. Second job is a leak coming through the ceiling, believed to be from the bathroom or the shower area. Again, could be anything, could be silicone, could be a leak on the waste. We'll have to have a look. And third job is move an oil tank. It's one I fitted about 3 years ago. They've had an extension built and we just need to move it across. The problem is I haven't got my transfer pump. I've just come down the yard to get it and my brother's lent it out to somebody and we don't know where it's gone, so that might be a little bit of a challenging one, but apparently it needs to be moved today because obviously I don't know if they can't get the extension done. I've no idea. So yeah, we'll go and have a look at them jobs and see how it goes. Right, that job was just a Danfoss programmer. It got the orange lights on, so the heating and hot water was working, but there was no display on the actual numbers or anything. Very common thing. I find them Danfosses do fail a lot. They're a direct replacement if you didn't know, the EPH A227. It fits on the same backplate, so you have to change the backplate. So a dead easy job. I didn't actually film any of it because I was literally in and out in 5 minutes. So straight on to the next one, which is a leak coming through the ceiling, which will probably be a little bit more involved. Right, this job, the water's come through the ceiling. It looks to be below this bath. So I'll take this panel off. Somebody's been in here before. We'll have a look, see what we can find. It's also come through the ceiling somewhere else on a different bathroom, but it's miles away from this one. So one problem at a time. We'll have a look. Looks wet under there. There is a blender on it. Is that wet? Definitely damp. It might be on the overflow. It's hard to tell, innit? It definitely looks wet. I don't know what it's leaking on. It might be on the overflow. Well, there's clearly been a leak under here, but everything looks bone dry now. I've ran all the waste. I mean, the overflow's not great done like that. I've checked all the traps, checked all around the edge of the bath, and it all looks dry, but I don't know where all that's come from. Whether there's been an old leak and it's just old staining on the ceiling, I'm not sure. But I mean, it could well be in the shower. I mean, the shower tray's not fit very well, but she said it's all been resealed, but the grout looks okay. I don't know. And it could easily be getting under this shower tray. Look how much water's under there. I think what I'm going to do is just clean all this off, re-silicone this shower tray, re-silicone the other one in the building as well. Because look, there's gaps everywhere. So clean all that off, give it a good, dry it all out, get it resealed, and we'll go from there. I think that's all I can do. It's important you get the whole area clean. To be fair, it's not even stuck very well. Go around, make sure everything's bone dry. Get all the last little bits. Right, you want a good quality sanitary seal. I always use Dow. And you cut your nozzle to about, well, I cut mine to about 10mm. Cut about there. Right, that's all resealed. I went for a slightly wider bead than before just to give it a little bit of extra cover. It's not too bad. Hopefully that should sort it. Right, that's got that job all sorted. Always really the first thing I always go for is the silicone seals around the shower trays and the baths and stuff. I checked all the grout lines, it looked okay. There wasn't a lot of water on the ceiling, but I've just asked them to monitor it and I'm sure they'll let me know, obviously, if water starts coming back through. There's only so much you can do unless you start hacking into the fabric of the building and stuff. But yeah, first thing I always really do is re-silicone everything. You could see that silicone was quite loose and coming away quite easily. So yeah, I've just called back down the yard actually. I'm going to see if I've got a couple of scaffold planks or something, or a couple of scaffold poles, see if I can get the oil tank moved. Normally what I would do is pump the oil into a holding container and then move the tank and then yeah, basically move it across. It's a lot easier doing it like that, but because I haven't got my pump, I'm not going to be able to do it like that, so it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. He reckons it's only got like 50-60 litres of oil in it, but that's still 60 kilos plus the weight of the tank, so you're probably looking at around 210 kilos. So two guys, you're going to be doing well to lift it. But yeah, he reckons it's only moving about 6 foot, so we'll get it sorted. Somebody always asks me when I do every oil job, what is the name of this thing I use? This is a oil sucker, but I don't know who makes them. Basically you connect that onto your oil line, or onto your oil hose inside your boiler, and that drags the oil through. It self-siphons. Once you've pumped it a couple of times, it'll self-siphon, but there's no make on that one. I've had it years. So I keep promising to get a link, but I've no idea who uses it, but it does make life easy for dragging oil lines through. So I'll take that with me and I'll see what we've got down here. Tank I normally use for transferring the oil into, but I'm not going to use it on this job. What I might do is just take a couple of drums, just them ones down there used for the oil, in case we need to empty the line, and my pump is not here. The only good thing about AdBlue drums is you can keep them and you can transfer your oil into, so I always chuck a few spare ones down here, and they are handy to keep, to be fair. So we've just got to move this oil tank from there to there. Oil line runs past there anyway, and the external boiler's down that side, so the line will run down here. We'll dig down and find it, bring it across, and yeah, get it sorted. There's not actually a lot of oil in it, so that shouldn't be too bad. I'll get it disconnected, get it isolated there, and we'll see if we can get it moved. Let's just unplug the burner on the boiler, stop it firing up. I'll unplug that. I think there is a test switch on these, so you can actually fire them up. I'll just turn it off there, and then we'll put it on the test switch, so I can check to make sure it's working. I'm just going to put the tank on some rollers. I'll jack one end up. I picked up some bits of 1/2 inch steel. So I think 1/2 inch will have to be alright, that's all I've got. I'll cut that one down, make a few rollers, and we'll just literally roll it across. Right, we've got it moved across. We just put it on some bits of bar and it just rolled ever so easily. We need 300 on this base all the way around, so we need to shove it back a bit. It's got to be 760 off a non-fire rated boundary, obviously that being a brick wall it is fire rated, and 1.8 off any eaves, which there's no eaves on that side, so it should be absolutely fine. So I say we'll get the tank set up. I'll probably take that slab out there, bring the oil line across, and then just jig it back in, nice and easy. I've just cut down that slab, leave a straight edge because the oil line's directly under here. I'll just swing it up and connect it back in there. Nice and easy, this one. Got some 10mm coated oil line in the van. If I can get it out, my van is a mess. I just need a coupler out and some insert. Right, flick the boiler back on. We can hit the test switch. If I need to bleed it, there's a bleed point there on the burner, but I think it should be okay. I think it'll fire. I'll give it a second. And remember to turn that back off. There you go, it's struck up. I think that's going to be alright. Pluming away nicely, that's what we want to see. We have got a 5 valve on this boiler as well. It should really be a metre away. I didn't fit the boiler, I don't fit Grant's. But yeah, it'll be alright. It's not the worst installation I've ever seen. It's a bit tight to the wall, I guess, with the flue, but it'll be fine. That's it. That's the finished job, all swept away and everything. So tank moved from there to there, just like that. Dig down. Are you alright? Do you want a pull? You alright? It's down here somewhere, look. It's on this corner. There. There. All the ones in there. Right, I've just had to multi-tool that off there. What I'll have to do is use a coupler on here, insert, and then just swing it across. I can't get it any further, and I couldn't get it any further that way because it goes under the base. So don't think anybody will be coming down here anyway. So I don't want to put the joint under the ground. So it's either that or do it like that and just kick it back. As long as the joint's above the ground, I think it'll be okay. And then we'll just swing it back in. I just get this oil line prepared. I don't want the joint below the ground. So it's had to go there. Insert on these always, and then I'm just using a 10mm comp socket. There's a little bit better on there. Ideally I won't put a joint, but nothing else I can do. There we go. The problem is when you cut them with a pipe slice, you can't get the inserts in. You don't need to go mentally tight with these either. See the insert in there, look. I don't know, the tank actually moved easier than I thought. Picked up some planks and everything from the yard, but didn't need it. It's actually quicker than transferring the oil as well. Right, we need 300 all the way around on the base, which just to show you, we've got, look, 300 all the way around. which is perfect. As I say, that joint is above the ground. I'm probably going to clean that filter out as well while I'm here, because it only takes 30 seconds. And yeah, that's pretty much job done. I'll see if I've got some more warning tape in the van. As I say, I couldn't do anything else with that, but the joint's above the ground, so not an issue. We'll bleed it through. Flick the boiler back on, we can hit the test switch. If I need to bleed it, there's a bleed point there on the burner, but I think it should be okay. I think it'll fire. I'll give it a second. And remember to turn that back off. There you go, strip up. I think that's going to be alright. Pluming away nicely, that's what we want to see. We have got a 5 valve on this boiler as well. It should really be a metre away. I didn't fit the boiler, I don't fit Grant's, but yeah, it'll be alright. It's not the worst installation I've ever seen. It's a bit tight to the wall, I guess, with the flue, but it'll be fine. That's it. That's the finished job, all swept away and everything. So tank moved from there to there, just like that. Right, that's got that oil tank all moved. It actually went a lot better than I thought, actually. It was probably easier rolling it than it would have been to transfer the oil. It's certainly been quicker. I've just called back down the yard, dropped all the bits off, because I brought a load of planks and stuff. You're never sure what you're going to need for jobs like that. I didn't go and look at it first. I was only working off a description. So yeah, I've actually just spent the last half an hour just flattening out the back of my van, levelling it out. I know it's a miracle. I do carry a lot of stuff, to be fair, and don't normally get that bad, but I've just been busy, as you always are. It's winter, isn't it? It's dark, it's cold, it's raining. But yeah, the thing with my van is I carry a lot of stuff, but I generally know where everything is. And problem is, because I work rurally, I'm probably half an hour, 40 minutes from my merchants all the time. So say if I didn't have that 10mm coupler that I needed for that oil line or that programmer this morning, you know, it's adding an hour onto every job. So I do carry a lot of stuff. I generally try and keep everything well stocked up as well. But yeah, trying to keep everything tidy can be a challenge. But like I always say, I've worked from it today. I'll be able to work from it tomorrow. It don't really slow me down. It would slow me down a lot more if I didn't have what I needed. So yeah, I'm just going to head back up the office, do some paperwork, and then depending how long the video is, it'll be the end. If not, I'll add a little bit more in. We'll see how we go. But yeah, just carry on. Right, this job I've been called to. They haven't run this boiler in a while because they've had electric heating put in. But the electric heating's too much to run now, so they want the oil boiler putting back on. I've not actually been asked to service it. I've basically been asked just to come and turn it on. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to whip the top off, have a look at the baffles. We did used to look after this boiler, but I don't think it's been ran, well, for a year, I think. So what I'll do is I'll just whip the baffles off, see what it's like inside, then we'll just strike it up and I'll just put the analyzer in. So yeah, we'll have a quick look. We'll just whip the burner out and have a quick look. Won't only take a minute. Getting better, I'm putting my gloves on now. Oil. It's probably quite clean. Yeah, look, it's not even been round that nozzle. There's a little bit of carbon deposits in the bottom, but nothing drastic. It's red, which normally means it's been burning quite clean. So I can clean that out. I can clean the baffles out as well, but I'm not going to put a new nozzle in that, just because I don't think it's been ran since it was last serviced. Look how clean it is. Sorry, but there's not a lot. Really been asked to do is just fire it up anyway. It don't hurt to check these things. boost that. You just press 1 hour on that. That should fire up. That's your. If I can get it out, mate. What do I really like? It's only because I took the photo cell out. I'll get my analyzer in. I'll let it warm up a little bit, and then we'll just get our analyzer in and just check it. System pressure's okay. It's quite a big system, this. Well, we've got 1 and a bit bar in it. The heating pump running, that'll be the next thing. It feels to be working. It's an old one, to be fair. That'll be a high pressure switch, I would have thought. It could be a low pressure switch. What's it set on? It probably don't work. Then we've just got a Salis programmer, expansion vessel. That'd have been the old cold feed. That'd have been the old cold feed and vent. Somebody's obviously linked that across. To put the double check valve on the wrong side, it really should be on the main side, but yeah, that's pretty much what we've got. And then it just feeds into iron pipe. Yeah, that's the system. I say let it warm up a little bit. We'll check the flue and everything. Yeah, easy job. The one thing I would say, when an oil boiler's been stored for a while, I don't even know if it's been ran a little bit, but the fuel can go a bit funny, but it did strike up okay, so it'll probably be all right. I'm using the Anton Evo Sprint. It should be set on oil because I was using it the other day. So we've got the analyzer set on light oil. Everything's okay on there, so we'll stick it in. Normally you'd let the boiler run a little bit longer. It's probably been running 5 minutes, but we'll let it heat up. That just goes in there like that. As I say, I'm not gonna. Normally what I'll do is I'll check pump pressure, but I've not been asked to service it. I've only been asked to fire it up, so I'm just doing a safety check on it really. You can tell it's been burning fairly clean. I'm just going to go get my charger in because everything's flat. Can you see? I don't know if you can see the screen. It's not a million miles away from where I set it at. CO2s are 11.1, but that'll come down. Well, they'll go up a little bit as the air comes down. So as it runs, normally I'd have my air on about 34-ish on that, but it's burning fairly clean. So generally I don't touch CO2 is 11.1, somewhere around there. It's not going to be a million miles away. It smells okay as well. The one thing with oil boilers, you can always tell when they're burning wrong because they smell funny. Obviously this one's not been ran in a while. As I say, all I'm doing is a safety check. In theory I could have just come in, flick the switch on and then walked away. But when you're providing a little bit of a service then, aren't you really? To the customer, just for my own peace of mind and their peace of mind. So all I've got to do is check the flue. Sealing's leaking over there, so much is dripping. I think it's the sealing. It's probably all asbestos. You can see it's going through where the old flue was at some point. But yeah, as I say, I'll check the flue on the outside, make sure it's okay. And yeah, just fill out a ticket, and that's this one done. Tell you what, I went to one on Boxing Day in a care home. And right, it was one of the worst ones I've ever seen. I was getting sick. Well, I didn't put my analyzer inside the boiler, but you could just tell. By how like sussy everything was. You could just taste it. I put my analyzer outside near the flue, and the ppms went off the scale. I think it was about 4,500, and then it just obviously the analyzer starts flashing to evacuate the room and stuff. Anyway, I went right through the boiler. Luckily, the photo cell had got dirty from all the soot, and it basically locked out the boiler. But yeah, it was a mess. So I went right through it. I come out looking like a coalman. But yeah, as I say, my service engineer then went back to that in the new year, and he's gone right through it again. But yeah, just a nightmare when you let oil boilers get sooty. But you can just tell straight away. Obviously that one's been burning clean. A little bit of red in the bottom of the boiler. It's completely fine. And yeah, it should be okay. So it's all 1.25" steel pipes, but it's starting to get a little bit of warmth through. It'll take a while to heat this lot up. Disappear, convert to 28, go under that door, and then come back up. I don't know where to go. But yeah, as long as they're getting hot,